Today I'm going to share with you some indoor and outdoor DIYs for neutral and relaxing fall decor. I have a mixture of wood, glass, and fabric to obtain my desired cottage look. Welcome to my channel, Freckled Mom DIY. I'm Devin. If you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, hey! This is a fall collaboration with my friend Kimo, and I'll explain that in a bit, but let's jump right into these DIYs. I have been dying to do one of these fall signs for outside. Here is some letters I had printed off my Cameo. This is a board I had gotten for free. It was already painted and oiled. I'm not really sure what was on it, but I decided just to put the letters down on the board. And you can see I'm having some difficulty because it is a treated wood. So you definitely want to pay attention to those kinds of things when you're getting something for free. You could have sanded this down, but I had an idea and you're going to see it. So I'm just going through with my letters and you can see I'm spelling out the word fall. And I am measuring it here and there just to make sure that everything is centered and evenly spaced out. Now I have my ruler from the Dollar Tree. You guys know I love Dollar Tree crafts, although this board was a freebie, like I said, when we cleaned out my grandma's basement. I'm going to give this a quick heavy dry brush with my chalk paint and mineral and then plaster right over these letters. If you're new or coming over from Kimo's channel, welcome. I love to craft and DIY. We live in a 100-year-old cottage in New England. There is always some renovation, home improvement, or DIY keeping me busy. You can find me on Instagram as well as Freckled Mom. Come along and see what I'm up to at the cottage. As you can see, there was no rhyme or reason of how much paint I dry brush. I just kept going until I was happy with the look. And here I am just pulling up those vinyl letters now and revealing that wood underneath. So that is why I did not sand it or do anything. I love that color that was already there. These are from Dollar Tree. I just picked them off of a garland and I'm hot gluing them together and I'm going to glue them right to my board. And here it is. It is so beautiful. I am so obsessed with this. This is my first big board like this, so I am just super impressed and so in love with how this came out. Of course, I live in New England and it is not always the best weather here, so it is starting to rain. We are going to take this inside and start doing some inside DIYs now. I love this. You could put this outside, but like I said, it's raining. So this is just a Dollar Tree sign here. I kept it all together. I wasn't gonna start ripping things off, although I did pull that metal piece off. I was gonna sand it down. It didn't work too well, so I just flipped it over and I hot glued it right back to the sign. Everything but the metal is going to get 2 coats of my Waverly paint and ink. This is a collaboration with my friend Kimo from Kimo Craft. He is so sweet and I love all of his modern crafts. If you haven't checked him out yet, you need to. He also does some bohemian and a lot of different styles. Head over to his channel. There will also be a link to his video for fall down in my description. I had gotten these magnetic buttons and some galvanized metal numbers and I think they're super cute and I definitely wanted to use it, so here they are and they stick already metal to metal with the magnet, but I wanted to hot glue it just so they weren't sliding around. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just hot gluing it and then I give the numbers 2 coats of that ink Waverly paint. And these are some stencils I had. I'm not sure where I got them from, probably Michael's, but I'm not sure. So here I am stenciling them and you can see I'm missing some letters only because I had to repeat some of them. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm just pulling them off and putting them back down. And this is my mineral. I really love this color. I think it is really sweet with black, and I just think this is such an adorable little project. And I'm just replacing my home down below. So now you'll see it says home sweet home. And I am not going too heavy on the stenciling just so there's no bleed through. And up here I decided to put a little bit of Mod Podge down. I had some scrapbook paper and it says memories made here. And then I Mod Podged on the paper and over the paper. And then I'm doing a quick dose of Mod Podge on the top just to seal that in. And I'm adding my numbers here. I think this is so cute. This is for outside. Again, it is raining. So here is my Sola wood flowers. I did not do anything to these. All I'm doing is hot gluing them to my board. So normally you would soak these in water to get them to be soft and pliable, and you could stain them, but I love this natural look. This is what I was going for, and I love the durability of them. So I just threw them down here with some hot glue. I added some Dollar Tree acorns and pine cones, and this is it, guys. How sweet is this? I am so in love with this. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this, and I wonder if my mailman is gonna like this. If you do put this outside, you can spray this with some kind of acrylic sealer like a Mod Podge spray or some kind of other sealer that you have, just so it's waterproof. These are so sweet. I actually was telling Kimo I want to start doing some more projects with fabric. These are some pumpkins I got for 98 cents from Walmart. I took the stem out and I am very carefully cutting this pumpkin up with a little razor blade, and I cut the inside out. So here I am making strips. Now I did it to match my pumpkins, so they were 1.5 inches, and the length I'm not really sure, but it doesn't matter because I was cutting them anyways. So here I am just making strips on some leftover fabric. So you could do whatever fabric you have laying around. This is what I had, plus it went with my neutral idea for my decor. And I'm just using some fabric cutter to make the slices and then slice across the other side just to make strips. So I ended up cutting 8 strips out. I needed 9 on a few of the pumpkins, so it is however big your pumpkins are, and I just stick the fabric and my finger down into that hole, and then I cut off any of the extra, and you see I just wrap it around the pumpkin and then I hot glue it, and that is it. We are going to keep doing that for all these pumpkins. So again, I hot glue the fabric, I kind of stick it down into that little hole, not a lot, just a little bit, and then I wrap the fabric around the pumpkin and make sure it's covered. And you can see I even left the color that I used, which was like a copper marker, and I left that so you could see the lines in the pumpkin, and I thought that would just be super cute, but you don't have to do that. And then I just keep going. I overlap the fabric a little bit, and that's where I ended up having less fabric that I thought I needed, because I was overlapping it, and I didn't put that into, you know, my calculations. Not like I really calculated too much, but you see what I'm doing. So here I have, it goes all the way around. So I decided not to hot glue it yet because you'll see. So I'm working on the other side now, and I'm just gonna go around the opposite way now. And I'm going, you can see what I'm doing, but I did one whole half of the pumpkin. I left that piece out, and then I'm gonna do the rest of the pumpkin. And when I get to the end, now I'm gonna have 2 ends of this fabric. You can see that here, and they both wrap around. So I'm gonna hot glue that after. Here is my last piece. I just kind of cut it just so it fit a little easier, and I just put it again right to the top. I hot glue it, I wrap it down underneath, and now I hot glue it to the bottom. These are the 2 strips that I left to hot glue last, the final strips, just so that way it's more finished looking. I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter, but to me, I liked it. I like how it looks more finished. you don't see all the jagged ends, and it is so cute, so easy. And again, we have our stem here that we cut out, and I'm just hot gluing it right back into where we cut it out. There's more fabric in there, so it holds in pretty well, but you still want to hot glue it. And again, you could do whatever fabric you wanted. I had, again, a bunch of fabric. This is one of my favorite fabrics I had gotten at Joann's on clearance. I've used it a few times, and not a lot because it's my favorite. And so here I am just using the little bits I have left, and I'm super thankful that I got just enough strips out of this. But even if you didn't, you could mix up different fabrics, different colors, and this is just so much fun. And I think this is just the easiest craft ever. Other than the hot glue, you could totally have kids helping you with this. I'm just going around the edges now and kind of hot gluing spots that are sticking up and that I think would, annoy me if I kept seeing it. So now I have my last pumpkin here, and this is just some canvas. I pick up my canvas from Harbor Freight. It's just painter canvas, and I'm doing the same thing I've been doing. I start at the top the whole time. I hot glue it into the little hole, and then I wrap it around to the bottom. And I'm doing the same thing when I find a piece that wraps all the way around. I leave it and I do those last just to give it that finished look. I stick in the stem, and that is it. How sweet are these? Oh my goodness, I just love these so much. And I don't know why it took me so long to put fabric on pumpkins. I just think this is so cute. I'm obsessed with it. Let me know down in the comments if you've done fabric pumpkins. So we are back outside, guys. It stopped raining. So here is a wicked cute idea. I saw some candy corns. I'm not a big fan of candy corns, so I decided to make these glass candle holders and just use the colors that match my house and match my decor. So my first layer was spice berry. My second layer is truffle, and I'm just going around. This is gold, and I'm doing 2 coats, not seen here, but I do 2 coats and 3 coats of the gold. And then I have my plaster, and I'm just doing a little bit at the top just to give it a little variation. Now you gotta stay here with me, okay? I'm going to try to blend this so it's an ombre effect. So where the red meets the brown, I mix those two together, and with a little sponge dabber, I'm just dabbing it on. And again, I do 2 coats of this at one after each one dries. In between the truffle and the gold, I mix those 2 together, and I'm blending those. I'm sure there's an easier way, and maybe it would be even a cuter way. I don't know, but this is for outside, so I wasn't trying to make it super perfect. Here is the gold mixed with the plaster, and this one was a little funny, so I remixed it and I added a little bit more gold to it, and that way when I went through with my second layer, it matched a little bit better. And then I just go around, and anywhere I feel like it needs to be blended more, I blend it. And this was definitely a little bit messy and a little time consuming because I had to wait for everything to dry, although you could just use your dryer and dry it. But I think this is so sweet, and these are the glass vases from Dollar Tree. I have some candles that I got from Walmart that fit perfectly in here, and I'm just laying them out. And again, these are super heavy duty because they're glass from Dollar Tree, and I just think it adds such an ambiance to my outdoor fall setup. I just think this is so sweet. I love the colors. It is so relaxing. I literally have sat out here so long just reading and drinking my coffee, and I'm just in love. I love it so much. Let's go back inside and do a little bit more neutral. Super easy, seriously. This is from the Target dollar spot. It was $5, but there's 3 of them, so I don't know. I ended up putting 2 of them away. I decided just to get 1 pack because I just think $5 for 3 of these was a little expensive, but that's because I'm cheap. So here I am just painting it with my plaster, and I only do one good thick coat. That way if any of the wood is showing through, that is okay by me. And there are 3 of them, so I am just painting all of these. And then right on the little smokestack, I am just using my ink and I'm going through with a smaller paintbrush and I'm getting that. And I did do 2 coats with the smokestack just so it was nice and thick and you didn't see any metal poking through. But you can do it however you like it. You could add as much detail as you wanted. I think this is perfect for my neutral decor that I was going for. And it's super easy, and you guys know I love easy, I love quick, and I love pretty. And I think this is so sweet. It is so pretty. You do see some other DIYs from previous projects here, but that's what I love. I love to incorporate all of these into my home. Here I am setting it all up. We live on a very busy road, and I love to decorate. I love for my neighbors to compliment me on my porch. I also love just sitting out here with my coffee in the morning and looking at all my pretty things. I mean, that's the whole point of having one of these porches. And I am just throwing out all kinds of different colors, and I'm trying to stay with that neutral theme. That cottage sign I had gotten from Michael's on clearance for the end of summer, and this was a bin I had gotten for free during one of my thrifting adventures. We always have some free stuff that we get from my husband's job or people give to us, and I just love utilizing all of it. I love using thrift flips with DIYs, Dollar Tree crafts, and putting it all together to make the perfect setup. And now we are cozy and ready to go inside because it is raining. And this is my fireplace. If you guys saw my live a couple weeks ago, I had taken it back from my husband and I am ready to decorate for fall. And I'm so excited because everything came out so sweet. And again, I do have some other DIYs here. You can go back to my previous videos. I will link them below, but you can go through, watch those, see how I made those DIYs. And these pumpkins are so cute mixed with my Walmart pumpkins. I just love how everything came together. That gold frame was from a broken picture and now I'm using it for decor, and I think it is super sweet. I just think these are so cute. And I also have a thrifted potted plant down here that has been cleaned out, and I'm just throwing in some greenery and fake flowers just to give it a little extra color. And I have that bin again. I haven't decided where I want to keep it because it started raining. I thought about bringing it in, and I really like it inside here, so we'll see. I might just finish it and that way I can leave it out in the rain. But I'm just adding all my pumpkins, and this is so sweet. Thank you for watching, and I hope you were inspired to try some different textures and colors for fall. I love decorating outside just as much as inside. If you were inspired and enjoyed this kind of content, please give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. When you hit the bell, you'll be notified every time I post a new video. You can also find me on Instagram as Freckled Mom. Another way you can support my channel is buymeacoffee.com. Thanks to Kimo for this fall collaboration. You can find the link to his channel, Kimo Craft, as well as his video down in my description. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you guys very soon. Please enjoy the rest of this final reveal.